Hey, what's up, rock stars? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blogs today. So let's get to it. I say I'm gonna take some time off, y'all.
All the cashiers, they was like, somebody stole her truck. It was like you could hear it all throughout the store.
This Rox coming to you today with a review for Love and Marriage Detroit, Love and Marriage Huntsville, our book 4, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's get to it, shall we? Rock stars, so I know you guys are like, ooh, we're getting a second video today. Yes, you are getting a second video today, because after I did my video yesterday and I was supposed to post it yesterday and I didn't get to post it till today, I realized that there were some stories that had broke that I missed, as well as, well, it broke after I did the video, and then there were some stories that I did miss that I had intended to talk about, but I didn't want to make the video too long and all that, so I was just like, we're gonna do another one. How y'all doing? How y'all living? Okay, first story up is right after I did the video yesterday and was editing it, I saw that they finally did announce the season 16, what they're dubbing the Sweet 16 season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. We have been complaining that they needed to shake up the cast. Last season was not the best, and the season before that was pretty much not the best either. People were getting tired of it. Same faces, same drama. People not even really interested. Kandi was over it. Kandi was distracted, had a lot of other things going on. They were, the same. Marlo coming up with these stories that had nothing to do with nothing, but just mad all the time. Child, it was just too much. And so Bravo and the producers of Real Housewives franchise, they have been listening to the viewers and decided that they were going to shake up the cast. There's something definitely needed to happen. I don't know really how much longer Atlanta or any of these shows will go on because, reality TV is just not what it was. However, Real Housewives, the franchise, is still a successful franchise, so it's not like there's time for them to throw in the towel. But like I said, there needed to be some shake-up. Well, they have shooken it up, okay? Shaken down, stirred, So I'm going to announce to you the new peach holders. You probably already know by now, but oh well, we're going to do it anyway. So we already knew that Portia Williams, Guabaldilla, who is now about to just be back to straight up Portia Williams as she is going through a divorce. She is confirmed on the show. We already knew that. Kenya Moore is confirmed on the show. We already knew that. But we've got, and there's been whispers. We already talked about these people, but now that it's been confirmed and everybody wants to discuss the confirmation, then here goes. So Drew Sidora will be returning. It was interesting that they did bring Drew back, in my opinion, because Drew is polarizing. Well, I don't know if she's polarizing, but I think that people are indifferent to Drew. I can take her or leave her. She's there, fine. She's gone, fine. Like, I'm not going to lose any sleep either way. I ain't going to lose any sleep over any of it. But especially Drew is just sort of like, and I don't know what's going to happen. Is she and Ralph still going through their divorce? Like, I haven't even seen Drew's. I haven't even seen or heard of Drew since, all the drama, it ended last season. She did get some sympathy because Ralph is just impossible. But so yeah, Drew will be back. We also have, as a new peach holder, who's been a friend of the show for many years, Shamia Morton. And I actually think that that's a great addition. Good for Shamia. I didn't think that Shamia wanted to really be, well, I think Shamia always wanted to be a housewife, but I think her husband did not want her to be a housewife because it is a very intrusive, it's very intrusive. They're in your life. They're in your house. They do have a baby that has health issues. And I'm sure they don't need no extra drama and bullshit in their life, dealing with the things that they have to deal with. Now, she is on the radio here. She works on V103. She's a side host with Tigger. And she also, when I went to the Hawks games, I hear her there. She works as like the person that does like the entertainment when they have like fouls and they're just sitting around on a break and not sitting around, but discussing with the team or whatever. She's the one that hosts all the little games and the little things that they do when they have fouls, right? And so she's busy and she's working, and I like Shamia. You know, I do like Shamia. I know that they needed to bring somebody in that was like really a true friend of Portia's. We know that Portia calls Shamia her best friend. You know, we'll see. I'm sure that they were ironed out all their differences. You know, they did have a little bumpy road when Shamia got married and Portia came up with that she can't get on the plane shit. Okay, child, Portia. Anyway, so good for Shamia. And then we also have Cynthia Bailey, who is returning as a friend of the show. Cynthia's been doing her little acting thing around there. However, I'm sure she could, you know, always stand a few extra dollars. I mean, who couldn't? And maybe this works a little good for her. You know, she's always... Cynthia's a good, even character. People probably don't feel like seeing her as a housewife, but every now and then if she can pop her head in, you know, that'll be good. And people like her. She gets along with pretty much everybody. It's not going to be any drama with Cynthia. So, you know, Cynthia, they brought her back maybe to make the viewers feel a little bit more comfortable because we got a lot of new people. But so in that sense, we have the new folks. Now we have Angela Oakley, or you may have known her as Angela Reed, but they've added Oakley on the end because of the show, or I don't know. But she's Angela Reed Oakley, and she is currently married to former NBA basketball player and legend Charles Oakley. Interestingly enough, Sheree used to date Charles Oakley. Okay, and I don't know if that's widely known, but you can Google it. There's stories and things about the fact that Sheree used to date Charles Oakley. So I thought actually Sheree was going to be kind of like they would bring Sheree back because, you know, then there would be some sort of dynamic. I don't know if it would have been either a positive or a negative dynamic between her and Angela, but you know, there would have been some stuff to be said, you know, and with Sheree being involved, who knows how that could be on the screen. You guys know that Sheree likes to be messy many times. So, but Sheree won't be returning, so that's interesting, and that's too bad. I thought Sheree was actually going to come back. I would have actually preferred Sheree over Drew. You know, I would have preferred Sheree over Drew, but Sheree probably costs more than Drew does. Okay, so yeah, Sheree's not going to be there, but it would have been interesting to see her and Angela go back and forth, or, you know, maybe even be friends, or, you know, it could have been something there, but that's a missed opportunity. We have Brittany Edie, and Brittany Edie, all I could find out is that she is on a podcast. Okay, I don't know if she's married or not, but she's on a podcast, and yeah. And then we have Kelly Farrell. So Kelly Farrell is saying that she's a restaurant owner and that she's also a book author. Apparently she was on a show on the Food Network and was a star of that show. I don't know what the show is, because I don't know none of these ladies. I think, isn't one of those ladies supposed to be like really good friends with Kenya? The one that also had the big curly hair, such as the hair that I'm wearing today. And side note, many of you guys have been asking about this hair. I've been meaning to tell you guys like every video that I've worn it. This wig was given to me by a rock star. You know, they just reached out to me. I was like, Roxanne, I got this brand new wig, you know, that I've been having for a couple of years, and I'm not going to wear it because it's too small. Was it either too small or too big? I don't want to make it seem like the girl had a big head or nothing, but maybe she had a lot of hair. I think she said it was too small because she has a lot of hair. Anyway, she asked me did I want it because it's just been in her closet and that she wasn't planning on wearing it. You know, hell, who gonna look what's the damn term? Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Is that what it is? I was just like, baby, give it on, go on and send it to me. So she sent it to me, and I did not expect it to be such a nice wig. So yeah, shout out to Elle. Her name is Elle, and she sent it to me, you know, and very, very thankful. I love the wig. It was a frontal wig, and I think I got it back too far. Y'all seeing a little too much of the 5 up here, too much of the 5 head, but yeah. And I think the wig is from Wiggins Hair. She said it was either Wiggins or there was another place, but the bag that she sent it in was Wiggins. So, and I did look on Wiggins' website, and I think I saw something that was similar. So I think that it's pretty safe to say that it was from there. So yeah, shout out to Elle. Thank you so much. You know, yeah, you know, somebody else's trash is somebody else's treasure, right? I'm always gonna take a free gift, child. But anyway, back to it. So yeah, those are the girls that are going to be on the show. And it's a lot riding on this season. They need to have a successful season. Now that Portia is going through this divorce, you know, I think that they really wanted, we thought we was about to see Portia in her opulence, her happily ever after with Simon. You know, and Bravo did not know that she was about to get a divorce from Simon. And so now they probably are trying to figure out something else, you know, now. And I don't even think she can really talk about the divorce too much. They can't, you know, I told you guys that Simon has stopped him from even recording in the house. So she can't really say nothing about that. It's like we got Portia, and the biggest thing that's happening in Portia's life right now, they can't even talk about. They can't film there, you know, all this. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Portia. I kind of still feel like Kenya is, you know, I know Kenya's in her grown woman, business woman bag and everything, but well, I don't know. We're gonna still see if there's gonna be any drama with Portia. Portia says that they haven't started recording yet or filming yet, but they're about to film now that they've announced the cast. They are about to start filming, so, you know, if you're here in Atlanta, you might start seeing the girls around the city. But you guys let me know what you think about that lineup, that cast of people that is coming. Are you guys excited about the new faces? Are you going to miss any of the old faces? You know, please don't get on here telling me about some Phaedra and Nene, child. It's just over, okay? Phaedra and Nene ain't gonna be on the show, all right? I told you who on the show, okay? So just let's discuss them, all right? And I'm gonna move on to the next topic. All right, you guys, so how y'all feeling about Mary J's new boot collection? Well, it's not really a boot collection yet. I think it will be. But right now, they just released one boot. It's the Mary J. Blige. Now, if you saw the video, I was like, boy, that Mary, that bitch is always mad, always. I mean, you guys tell me that that's just the New York girl demeanor. But I'm just like, you know, that video is hilarious because the guy was like, Mary, so what is it that you have there? And she was just like, what I have here is the Mary J. Blige boot because y'all was asking for it with Giuseppe Zanotti. And as soon as I heard her say that, you know, the boot, and when I noticed where it was coming from, who she had collaborated with, I was just like, oh, that's going to knock me out the park, okay? Because I already know, you know, I still will pay a lot for purses, but I ain't got around to paying a lot for shoes just yet, okay? And, you know, when the boot released, the price point of these boots is $1,295. Okay. Now again, it's Mary J. Blige. You know, we know that she is a very legendary singer, and we know her for her boots, and people have been clamoring and asking for these boots for many years, and that's what she said in the video. Y'all been asking for it, so you know, blinking and shit. that Mary, that blink let you know that she ain't really real nice, child. Yeah, the $1,295 is a price that's too steep for me. And I was a little disappointed because, you know, I would have liked to have maybe even supported and everything, but yeah, I can't do the $1,295. Now, that don't matter really because she put the boots out and they sold out in less than 24 hours. I've seen people say, well, how many boots did they make? You know, when you hear that term, that can be misleading because if they only did 100 boots, then yeah, they would sell out. So I don't really know how many they made. But, you know, I think that people still do spend a lot, you know, for boots and everything. It's just that's just not what I'm going to do. Even if they had put the boot around 600, you know, I think I could maybe make it up to about 600. But $1,295 is just out of my range. But good for her. I'm not mad. I'm not mad because I think they tested to see if people would receive and accept this higher amount boot. And I mean, it's online. It's on with the other type of Giuseppe Zanotti and all the other luxury and you know, luxury style boots and luxury designer boots. That price is probably actually less when you're talking about getting a full, big, tall boot like that. Now, the boot is a scrunch boot. I'm assuming that it's leather. It sure better be leather, okay? But it's a scrunch boot, and it's either like a bronze color or a rose gold color. I'm not really sure. So they're not everyday practical type boots. These are for like boots if you're going out and all that. But like I said, they did sell out. People did buy them. So there is a market out there for them. It's just not for me. Now, I don't like slouch boots anyway. I hate the way slouch boots. I don't like slouch boots really on anybody. That's not a style that I like. It just reminds me of like baggy socks and shit. You know, you have to have like the perfect shaped leg for a slouch boot. In my opinion, slouch boots look better on people that have thick legs, and usually thicker, tall, long legs look good in slouch boots. Okay, but it's real hard to look good in slouch boots, whether you're bigger or thinner, but especially so if you're thin and you got these slouch boots on and you look like you just got some shit that's too big for you, just like bailing down there at the bottom of your leg. And then if you're too thick, if your leg is too thick and you got on this fucking slouch boot, now it look like you tried to jam that shit on and you couldn't even barely get it up. It was all scrunched up down there. Like I said, you have to have the perfect leg. Mary J. Blige has perfect slouch boot legs. Okay, she's kind of thick. Her legs are kind of thick, so the boots lay right. But if you don't have like the either a really nice, tall, thick leg, in my opinion, they're not really flattering. The silhouette is not a flattering boot to me. Okay, but somebody loves them. I'm gonna keep on saying that. Somebody loves them because somebody bought them. All right. And so they're probably going to stay around that price point. So I, unfortunately, am probably never going to be able to buy a Mary J. Blige boot unless they end up on Fashion File or one of the other concierge, not concierge, what's the C word? Y'all know, it's not concierge, it's consignment. Another one of them kind of consignment stores like the Real or, well, I don't even do the Real because they say the Real be selling fake shit. But Fashion File is usually, so if it ends up on like somewhere like that, or hell, if you go to the right TJ Maxx, you know, it might end up there if they don't really sell like that, but I think that they will. But yeah, I'm not mad at $1,300. You know, make your money, honey. You know, you got to know your worth and you put it out there and the people will buy it. So, you know, good for her. Y'all let me know if y'all was one of the lucky ones to ascertain the Mary J. Blige boot. This here is the Mary J. Blige boot. Cause you guys was asking for it. Next story. All right, you guys, yesterday when I got home from work, I was watching the news and, you know, like every other day, it seems like, you know, they were talking about a shooting that had happened at a video shoot. When I heard video shoot, that kind of piqued my interest. And turns out that in Northwest Atlanta out here yesterday, there was a video shoot in the middle of a day. I don't remember what the streets were, but that's not important. It's Northwest Atlanta. It was like a corner shopping, you know, like one of those little shopping little corner stores and things. It was there, and apparently there in the parking lot, there was like a drive-by type of shooting. They wouldn't say who. They said that it was a rapper that was doing the video shoot. I was like, of course it was. Of course it was. First of all, who gonna be shooting a damn video in Northwest Atlanta at some shopping center other than a fucking rapper? But they didn't say who it was. Well, this morning I saw that apparently it was Lil Baby that was shooting a video over there. Earlier in the day, before all of the melee and the shooting happened, there was a girl who was, I guess, like just a passerby or a fan or whatever, had noticed that they were filming a video over there, and so she actually took a video of it and put it on her social media. So that's how people knew that it was actually Lil Baby who was shooting a video over there. Lil Baby maintains that they were not involved in the shooting and that nobody from their production team or anybody that was working within the video shoot was shot. But they said that 3 people were shot. Nobody was killed, but 3 people were injured. They all had to go to the hospital, and, you know, they all had to be worked on at the hospital or whatever. But yeah, just, man, it has got to be very dangerous to be a rapper these days. I mean, it's dangerous to really be out and about anywhere these days, but truly the rappers, God, it's just like, what is going on? You know, it's just too much shooting. And I guess that's when the streets cross over into the whole rap thing. You got people that were in the streets that you know, now are successful rappers, but they still, you know, some of them old street beefs will hold on. And then the fact that you are now successful and all that, I mean, people, you are a target. So yeah, I was too bad to hear that. You know, glad to hear that Lil Baby and nobody from his team was hurt, but you know, it was still 3 people that was shot. And so hopefully everybody is going to be okay. But man, I wish we would just put these guns down. It's just, times is different, y'all. Anyway, you guys, I need you guys to watch your back at all times and take your ass home if you ain't got to be out. Just go home. It's safer there. Okay, you don't spend as much money. All right. Next story. All right, you guys. So there is a viral video that's going around of a father. I didn't get anybody's names here, you guys, because I just didn't. Okay. But you guys will know what I'm talking about. There is a father who had a 7-year-old daughter who was being bullied, okay, being repeatedly bullied by a kid at the school. And the father and the parents tried to resolve this and get the other child to stop bullying their child numerous times. They've had meetings with the actual parents. They've had meetings with the school. They've had plenty of meetings, and nothing had came of it. I don't even think schools really know how to handle bullies, okay? Bullies have been around for 1,000 years. I mean, as long as kids been going to school, there's been bullies. However, you know, you still don't really hear how schools are... I don't know what the solution is for the schools to really take care of the bullying problem, all right? So it continues on. Anyway, the father of this little girl that was being bullied all the time had then got fed up. And so what he did was go to the school, I'm assuming when they were picking up the child. The father of the other child, the other little girl that was bullying his daughter, that father was there as well. And so the bullied girl's father went and jumped the bully's father, okay? And not only did he do that by himself, but he also had his brothers join in, and they beat the brakes off of the father right there in front of the 7-year-old little girl, okay? And a lot of people had a problem with that. I mean, you've got grown adults fighting in the middle of a schoolyard or whatever, and there's many other kids around probably watching as well. So, yeah. Afterwards, the father of the bullied little girl got onto video and he said, "Listen, little girl, I know that you just watched your father get beat up by me and my brothers, you know, and I am sorry for that. You know, I'm sorry that you had to see that. However, you need to know that when you act a certain way, that there are consequences to these things. And that the little girl, you know, all she needed to do was go get her some counseling and she was going to be all right." Okay, but yeah, he understood that it was traumatizing, but they did try to get this resolved, and the little girl just kept on doing it. So now you have to watch your father get his ass beat. Okay, and then he even said that, listen, he don't feel bad about what he did, you know, and the little girl needs to learn that there are consequences. You know, people had a problem with the fact that he had his brothers help him, and he was like, that was a lesson to show that life is not fair. You know, you get jumped by life every day, is what he said. And that, you know, the little girl even needed to see that it's not fair that her father got his ass beat by a number of people instead of just one person, but that's a lesson in life for you. Okay. And he said he don't feel bad that he out here doing the Lord's work and that God is pleased with him, even though everybody else out here in social media world may not be. Okay. And I had to look at that and I had to laugh, you guys. Listen, I don't really know what you're supposed to say to something like this. No, we don't want parents and shit fighting in the middle of a schoolyard. There has to be a better way to handle these type of things. But I just told you that I don't know if schools really know how to handle bullies. All right. And that kids continue to get bullied and nothing really ever happens to, you know, a bullier, the child that's doing the bullying. A lot of times nothing happens to them. So while I understand why the father was so frustrated and wanted to do that, no, I'm never going to be like, yes, it's okay that he beat, you know, this man's ass. One is, you know, it could have gone left. They could have killed the man. I mean, how traumatizing would that have been? But even with you just really hurting this man or beating him up like this, and, you know, there can still be repercussions from this. Especially now that it's gone viral, it might force the police to press charges, even if the father that got beat up doesn't want to. Okay? Everybody knows about it now. It's just like sometimes the police might get involved in that. Well, I don't know that for a fact. Maybe my real rock star police. I don't never ask the real rock star police officers out there a question, but today is your day. You up. Okay? Would the police get involved in something like this because it went viral? You know? Of course, it's not going to be good if he does get charges pressing him. I mean, he could very well end up in jail over this. And I understand this man loves his child. He wants to take care. He wants to make sure that his child is not getting bullied and being traumatized every single day that they go to school and all that. But yeah, I can't really support that. However, I see how it can happen. I see how it can happen. You guys, when I was in the 7th grade, I know I've told you guys this story before, but they used to bully me. I was a new girl in a new school. I didn't know one person at that school. I went to Paul Revere Junior High School. I didn't know anybody, and it was 7th grade was awful. They used to tease me. They used to call me horse lady. Everybody on the bus, well, all the boys anyway, would neigh. You know, they would neigh when I would get on the bus. And I mean, I just would every single day. But I don't think I ever told my mother. I don't think I ever told my parents. But I just was just like dreading every day. I dreaded getting on that bus. And it was just awful. It never ended until I actually got some friends. And I didn't really get any good friends until like the end of the 2nd semester, you know. But it was just like every day I took it, and I just, you know. So that's why today when people be like, oh, you know, you got this deep voice and you look like a man, and you know, like, it doesn't even bother me because I've been called these type of things for many, many years, you know, when I was little. So I think that thickened my skin. So, you know, some people will say bullying helps you because it teaches you how to deal with insult and not just feel like, you know, your whole world is falling apart. Yeah, I can say that in retrospect now, but when I was, you know, in the 7th grade and them boys used to just tease me mercilessly, like that made me have like a thing. I was down on myself because I was thin, you know, I had a big head, I had a big nose, I was very, very thin. And I just, all through junior high and high school, I just never felt like I was going to be the girl that any boy liked because I was always the one that they called a horse. Now, they stopped doing that in the 8th grade, you know, and then by the time I got to high school, nobody treated me that way. Or even the second half of my junior high years, but it still stuck with me. Like, I didn't have boyfriends. I was the funny one. Like, all the guys liked me because I was the funny one, and I had cute friends, and so they liked me because of my friends and all. But then once I got out of high school and I got into college, then, you know, then boys really liked me. And then I was just like, oh, you know, Rocky don't look too bad, you know, but that did do a number on me. But all that to say is, I would have loved for my dad to get on the bus and beat, you know, somebody's father's ass. Now, my dad definitely is not doing that. Absolutely, that is not his style. You know, he wouldn't do something like that. But at that age, I would have loved it because I was miserable. I was miserable. And so I'm sure that little girl is probably glad that her father took care of it. But in the long run, if this man ends up in jail, he won't be there for his daughter anyway, you know? So you have to kind of remember them things and you have to be responsible. But, you know, I see why, they do it, because these bullies. And then again, in the day of social media and this digital age, people are bullied, kids are bullied, but it's on a way bigger scale because now you have social media audience that are also involved and can see it. You know, if kids start filming fights and putting it on social media, you know, potentially millions of people can watch that if it goes viral. So there's that. So you guys, I don't know what I can tell you about it. I mean, I guess my responsible Roxanne would tell you, no, I don't want parents fighting the other parents in the schools. Okay, that's what I would say. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about that, and let's move on to the next. All right, you guys, next story, DJ Akademics. Mama named him Livingston Allen, okay? He is the media personality. You guys know who he is. He also has a podcast. I think it's called Off the Record. Well, he has now legal problems that he can add to his list of things that people talk about him all the time, because there has been a lawsuit that's brought down a civil case. Now, this is not a criminal case, so it's important to remember that. This is a civil case that's been brought up, claiming that a woman was sexually assaulted by Akademics. Okay. And so yesterday I was reading up, this happened back in June of 2022, apparently. I was reading up on the story, and the woman claims that she was invited to go over Akademics' home in New Jersey. And when she got there were two other gentlemen there that she was not expecting to be there. Didn't really understand why they were there, but she was there to visit Akademics. She said that they were drinking alcohol, and she says that they ended up drugging her. Okay. And she said that I think she passed out, or she was kind of in and out, loopy or whatever. But she says that the two gentlemen, while she was passed out from being roofied, ended up sexually assaulting her. Allegedly, after those men finished assaulting her, then she said as she was coming to and waking up, this time Akademics was on top of her, tugging at her, pulling clothes or whatever she might have still had on off of her, and that he also sexually assaulted her. She said that after it finished, and she was asking him, why did he do this? What else happened? And all that, that apparently he pointed like very callously to a trash can that had like used condoms in there, and was just like his boys had also had their way with her while she was out. And so she is now pressing charges, or she is bringing forth, I should say, the civil case against DJ Akademics. She didn't name the other two men. Maybe she doesn't know their names. I didn't find their names in the stuff that I was reading when I was researching. Now, of course, DJ Akademics is maintaining that he is innocent. He wants people to remember that this is not a criminal charge. This is not a criminal case, that he hasn't been charged with anything, that the police are not even so far investigating him, that, you know, this is nothing more than a shakedown. He said this woman wants money. Apparently, they've been trying to get this money situated or settled behind the scenes for some time now. And I'm assuming that he has refused to pay her. So now she has gone and made this civil case. And, you know, Akademics is the next target. He's saying that he's being targeted because of all the stuff that he had to say about this certain lawyer. The lawyer that is representing her is Tyrone Blackburn. And I believe, I meant to look this up and I forgot, but I think Tyrone Blackburn is the same lawyer that is representing Lil Rod in the case against Puffy. So I think that, and apparently DJ Akademics have covered the Diddy case and all of that, and has had a lot to say about this Blackburn guy. And so now he's saying that Blackburn is coming after him, and they have this woman that is coming, you know, made up this story that is not true. He's maintaining it's not true, and all of that. That is nothing more than an attempt to get money from him. So we'll just see. Child, the thing's so crazy in Hollywood right now that I don't even know who and what to believe anymore. It's just so much. Now, we cannot ignore the fact that there are people that lie and say things just to try to get money. But then there are also people that it really did happen to, and they are now trying to fight for their right to get their story out there, get this person responsible for what happened to them, you know, that they need to pay for their crime. So, yeah, I don't know what to tell you, child. I don't know what to tell you, because everybody is just, child, it's like the wild, wild west these days. Everybody has a case. It's so much assault and craziness going on. I just, this is just a wild place to be right now. And you guys remember, I just told you guys yesterday in the video before this one that Tyrone Blackburn, if this is the same lawyer, I think it is the same lawyer, but that, you know, people are calling him like this sensationalized lawyer, like a lawyer who like thrives on sensationalism and making, you know, when he files his paperwork, it's not even the way that he writes up what happened is just sensational, and, you know, it's not like in legal terms and all this. It's more like reading a damn novel or something. So I guess the legal world has some real rock star lawyers. What have y'all heard about old Tyrone Blackburn? You know, because you know, I have seen people say that he's not even like, he's just like almost like an ambulance chaser type of lawyer. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what people are saying. So yeah, y'all let me know what you think about that. We just gonna watch and see. I ain't fixing to be saying I believe or don't believe anything when it comes to these type of cases anymore, because child, you just don't know. So we just gonna wait and see. Y'all saw yesterday that Puffy posted, you know, the truth. What did he say? Child, go to Puffy page on Instagram and look at the last post that he did. It was something about the truth. It was just 3 words, and it was like, you know, in the typewriter font. And it just, you know, it was like he's making a point. Yeah, Puffy is trying to get back on social media, you guys. They have to clear his name first, but he's trying to get back. Telemarketer calling. All right, you guys, let me get on to the next story. So there's a video being circulated right now. And listen, what is the common theme on almost all of these stories that I've told you today? It's a video being circulated. You guys get your ass off of social media. Quit putting all your shit out there on social media. I swear for God, it just, every time you turn around, it's something that has to do with a video. Now, this story don't really have nothing to do with a video, but honey, these phones gonna be the death of us. I done told y'all a million times. You can't do nothing no more. Somebody gonna catch it on video. Anyway, Tyrese was performing, and they say that Tyrese walked off. Well, they don't say, we saw it on video. Tyrese walked off a stage right in the middle of, how you gonna act like that? Baby, Tyrese sure did exit stage left. Okay, or stage right if you was watching the video, honey. He got the hell off of there. And why did he do that? Because supposedly a security guard came up to him while he was in the middle of singing and told him that there was somebody there that was there to serve him a subpoena. Okay. And yeah, Tyrese ain't trying to get served no damn subpoena. So in the middle, literally in the middle of him singing, they said he still had like 2 or 3 songs left. Baby, he was just like, how you gonna act like that? Sing it, y'all. You know. No, you sing, Tyrese. The Tyrese was like, baby, I am Audi 5000. Okay. And yeah, he left. And so who was serving the subpoena? They say that the man's name is Brian Barber, and he's accused Tyrese of attacking his character and reputation in a Breakfast Club interview. Now, it was confusing to me. Maybe you guys, if you understand the story a little better, you can explain it to me. But they're saying that this Barber character, this Barber man, is saying that Tyrese had an interview with Charlemagne the God. I'm not sure if this was like when Charlemagne had his own show or something, but I guess he directed or produced the interview, this Barber character, and then him and Tyrese were supposed to split the proceeds from the interview 50-50. But that's not what happened, and Barber didn't get his money. And then Tyrese went on to the Breakfast Club, and he said this Barber character ended up keeping the footage of the interview. So I guess maybe the interview never came out because he was supposed to get paid for a child. I don't know. It's confusing, but it has something to do surrounding an interview that Charlemagne the God did with Tyrese, and Barber, I guess, directed it or something, but ended up keeping the footage because he didn't get paid. I mean, that's all I was able to get from it. I might be wrong. You guys maybe can explain it a little bit better. But at any rate, Tyrese's exit was successful because the next day he was posting videos of him in Dubai. Okay, and you guys, Tyrese loves Dubai. Tyrese is always in Dubai. He has royalty for friends out there. And yeah, Tyrese loves Dubai. I'm just gonna leave it at that, y'all. He's always out there. But yeah, that's it, y'all. It is, I'm at Sprouts right now, and it's sushi, half-price sushi day here. And I'm about to run in there and get me something to eat, child. Maybe run on down to Hobby Lobby. I act like I got a whole bunch of time, baby. I got 15 minutes, so let me get my ass on up off of here. All right, you guys, so I'm going to get on off of here. Oh, listen, everybody is asking me, who is Pumpkin? I said Pumpkin when I was talking about Puffy's baby mamas yesterday. Pumpkin is one of the baby mamas. I actually think her name is Sarah. But I've always known her as Pumpkin. Out here in Atlanta, they call her Pumpkin. That is her nickname. She is the mother of his daughter, Chance. Chance is the little girl that's the same age as his twins that he had with Kim Porter. Remember, he had them both pregnant at the same time, and it took a long time for Kim to accept, you know, Pumpkin and the baby and all that. But she finally did come around. Okay, so that's who Pumpkin is. I think her name is something like Sarah. It starts with an S. I want to say Sarah somebody, but that's who that is. Okay, and I'm going to get on off of here. Okay, we do this every single week, usually on Tuesday and Friday, child, but these days, who knows? It's going to be some videos, though. That's all I can tell you. So, yeah, make sure that you thumbs up the video, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and make sure you come back. Till next time, rock stars. Bye.